Gemini, let's start with your reading. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, your present, and your immediate future. Keep in mind that in general readings, energies go both ways. Feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonates with your own personal situation. Now, let's start with your reading. All right. Okay. The energy at the bottom of the deck and the main energy for the reading is the Six of Cups. And this card talks about missing someone. There is somebody in this energy who is starting to feel very nostalgic about a situation from the past. Now, given the context in which this energy is showing up, I see that someone has had some sort of realization, which is now making them feel this way. This is coming from a trigger, from a memory, or from an anniversary, which now is making them think that happiness is behind them. Happiness is in the past. This is someone who is feeling actually very sad, and they think that they felt everything they were going to feel, and that from here on out, it's going to be just lesser versions of what they have already felt. And there is this need to revisit a situation, to go back to a time where they felt truly happy of a happiness that is rare and powerful at the same time. There is also some sort of countdown happening over here. Somebody who potentially is planning to make some sort of move, but we'll have to clarify that. Now, in your past position, we see the World and the King of Wands. And what we see right here is that things might have been very different between the two of you back then. With this Knight of Wands, actually King of Wands, it's undeniable that there was a lot of passion in this situation, a lot of fire, and the need to be together at all times, to hold each other and just never let go. This World card is really showing us two elements, two people in this case, which are really much dependent on one another. And sometimes it's very, very easy to mistake passion for love. We all make that mistake sooner or later. And we think that attraction is all we need to keep going and being happy long term. That attraction just makes us perceive the situation as absolutely perfect. But other people will call that the honeymoon phase, that excitement, the endorphins that you feel at first, and that change the perception of reality around you a little bit. But obviously, time always helps us seeing the truth. Time always helps us seeing eventually the red flags we haven't seen at first, and all the red flags that have been hidden up till then. The King of Wands can be an energy that gives you the world and makes you feel at the center of the universe, but an energy that can turn off in a split second. You both might have felt this fire, and then all of a sudden it was ice. Very hard to understand the other person's real intentions, because this is a dynamic in which you're still defining your boundaries and expectations. This is someone who's still demanding a lot of independency, someone who had very, very little time to do this, perhaps, or who was easily distracted by other things, other people. And eventually, someone here wondered, all right, this is beautiful, it's passion, it's fun, but what else? Is this going to go anywhere? Or have we reached the peak of our experience together already? It did feel as though the more time it passed, the more questions you might have had, or potentially the other person might have had. Energies go both ways. And what I see here is that not enough was done in order to get over that initial bump, which all connection experience, by the way. That first phase where things start not to be as perfect as they were, and that phase in which at least one person has to go out of their way to say, hey, I'm here. I don't want to lose this. Let's fight. Let's fight together. It doesn't feel as though that actually happened, or it didn't happen in a way that allowed this to keep growing. Potentially other issues might have gotten in the way as well, external circumstances with the world coming up here, and eventually the two of you just drifted apart. Now, in the present, we have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Look how in the present, that King of Wands has transformed into the King of Cups. And this is a beautiful transformation, very much needed in order to really put things in perspective. That fire and passion that once was at the very base of this connection now has transformed into water, into love. And it allows them to see what a big opportunity they have missed back then. Now we see why the Six of Cups as the main energy. Now we see why someone is so much stuck in the past. Time has allowed for this person to really see things for what they are. Time has allowed for the passion to cool down, and what was left behind is water. It's a true connection that is very hard to replace, impossible perhaps. And this reminds us that it's not enough to meet the right person. You also have to be the right person. And from what I'm seeing so far, I'm thinking that they have become the person they were meant to be back then. They just needed more time to grow into this King of Cups. Now, when you finally connect to your water element, it's easy to get lost in it. It's easy to lose control over your current emotions. And why do I say this? There's fear here. 10 of Wands. There's someone who's realizing that they're stuck and that they have been disinterested in love for a very long time. And now the perspective to reconnect gives them happiness and hope. 10 of Pentacles, feeling like they can really have it all. But they don't know how that's going to go. And there is fear of rejection, fear that they won't be able to get out of this emotional rut for a very long time in case you don't want this comeback, in case you don't want this to happen again. This is someone who now realizes that sometimes you have to go back in order to go forward. And now that's what they're planning to do. They definitely want to reconnect, but there is still something there. An ocean in between the two of you, potentially geographical distance or some other sort of obstacle. And it's not immediately possible to do this, to give this a real chance. But this won't stop them, not at all. In fact, here, as we said earlier, we see some sort of countdown. Someone who is making a plan, someone who's really wanting to make this happen in a way or another. And right here, we see that the only fear is not knowing if it's going to be great, it's going to turn out great, or if instead they will realize that this is never going to happen again. And this is definitely a fear that they have. Now, in the near future, we see a surprise. Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands. Now, the Wheel of Fortune comes right after the Hermit, which is number 9 instead. Coming right after a time of absence and silence. And now what you see is unexpected changes happening at a very important moment. You will know what this means, but what I see is that you're surprised by the timing of this. Whether this is an anniversary of some sort, or whether this is just happening at a moment where you least expected it. You might have just heard that this person moved on or that this person is with someone new now. And all of a sudden, you open the door and there they are. I don't see this as necessarily being a message. It definitely feels like a movement, some traveling towards you, coming to you. But it can definitely be both. There is something here that brings you together and it will just feel right for the both of you. The Wheel of Fortune talks about being in the right place at the right time. Not only the two of you might be ready to take things to the next level, but also the environment and your place in life might be ideal for this to work out this time. We will see how you feel about this, but magic is in the air. Something fortunate, some sort of serendipity, something is bringing you back together, whether you expect it or not. Now, let's find out more details about this. Let's look into what this Wheel of Fortune means for the events that you should expect in the near future. Whatever this will transform into, this is going to be a pivotal moment and can potentially bring a lot of excitement and happiness. Let's see if this time, that excitement, that fire can actually transform into something more concrete and long-lasting, or if this is just going to be a repeat of what it was before, which I don't think so, but let's see what the cards have to say about it. This is all I have for the current energies. Let's take a look into the future of this situation. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Gemini, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal 30-minute live reading. Actually, the reading will be 45 minutes this week because I'm also offering birth charts. We will do both at the same time. I'm seeing that the readings are going more towards an hour long. It's fine with me if it's fine with you. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome to your extended reading, Gemini. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events is the 10 of Cups. I mean, this is a beautiful card to see right now. And it's clear that the two of you never really separated, not emotionally. There was a connection there that never really ended, and that kept you connected in some sort of way, even if just energetically. And it doesn't matter how much time has passed, that connection is still as strong as it was at the very beginning of this relationship. What we see right here is that something has instead changed into the environment, and something has also changed within this person who now is understanding the power of this connection and is coming back for more. This person is definitely wanting to show up and definitely wanting to do the right thing in order to not waste any more time when it comes to you, Gemini. The type of love and passion that still comes your way is absolutely beautiful, but let's see if this is maybe too late for you. Let's see if the two of you, once you actually meet and spend time together again, if the two of you will still fit together, or if perhaps too much has changed. I don't think so, but let's see what the cards have to say about it. First of all, let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune and Six of Wands to see what's coming to you in your near future, and then we will see how it's going to evolve. Let's start by clarifying the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, Gemini. Okay, what else? What else? The Six of Wands again. And this Page of Cups. You really have a big surprise coming your way. And the way you'll react to this will also surprise you. Will also be something that you were not expecting. But there is something that you should know about this. First of all, what we're seeing...